Hello, my friends. This is Tosif, and I'm starting this new live stream. The time right now is 11:41 p.m., so pretty late. It's going to be midnight soon. And there's an ongoing issue that we've discussed before, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. We have some updates. As you are tuning in for this live stream, please make sure that you're liking this video, hit the like button, share this video. I would appreciate that. And also, if you have not subscribed yet, please make sure that you're subscribing, okay? And yeah, there's just a lot going on. I was hoping to do this live stream a little earlier in the evening, but it did not work out for me. I actually had a very rough day, okay? Very rough day, and I am pretty exhausted. I don't know if you can tell from my voice. I'm gonna have to give my voice some rest. So yeah, I'm just I hope you can all hear me. I think my voice is a little low, but I hope you can hear me, okay? Good to see people tuning in. Kay Cooper, good to see you. Kay. Chase is here, Frank is here, and who else is here? Mista, Salerno. Okay, excellent, my friends. Yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, those who have not subscribed yet, and stay here with me. And I hope you can hear me because I'm speaking in a relatively low voice. You know, you've seen me before during these live streams. I can be pretty loud at times when I'm very passionately speaking about a subject. I tend to be a little loud. But anyway, my friends, we have more information today than we did yesterday. That's right. We have more updates about Venezuela, all right? Venezuela, that's the topic we are going to be discussing today, as we did, I believe, yesterday, as we did before. Venezuela, there's a lot going on. Okay, this is exciting, all right? You know, it's always a bit uncomfortable when we know that something's going on, but we don't know exactly what, right? I mean, you know, as I mentioned yesterday, it was reported that there was a phone call between President Donald Trump and Nicolas Maduro. It was reported yesterday there was a phone call, but we did not know much beyond that, all right? And even that report of the phone call, it was not confirmed because there was no official statement from the White House. At least I didn't see any. I mean, I heard the report that there was a phone call between Venezuela and Washington, D.C., okay, that there was a phone call between President Trump and Nicolas Maduro, but we didn't know anything beyond that. And now we're finding out that, yes, there was a phone call. There was a phone call. Now, I don't know. I still don't know. Maybe you do. If you do, let me know. I still don't know if it was a phone call directly between President Donald J. Trump and Venezuela's leader, Nicolas Maduro. I shouldn't call him a leader. I really, I'm going to take that back. I don't think Venezuela's leader is Nicolas Maduro. He's a dictator. There's no doubt about that. So maybe we just call him Venezuela's dictator, Nicolas Maduro, because a leader is somebody who leads to benefit one's country, right? Okay? So that's what we understand by a leader. Who's a leader? The leader of a country is someone who's thinking about improving the lives of the people in that country. That's a leader. A leader with real leadership. But in the case of Nicolas Maduro, we cannot call him a leader because he's a dictator. He's making the people of Venezuela go through tremendous pain and suffering. Venezuela used to be such a rich, such a prosperous country once upon a time. But now Venezuela is suffering. The people are suffering. And Nicolas Maduro, he has inflicted so much of pain and suffering on the people of Venezuela that there's no way we can call him a leader. He's not a leader. He's not a leader. He's a dictator. So anyway, going back to what I was saying, I don't know if the phone call was directly between President Donald J. Trump and Venezuela's dictator Nicolas Maduro, but it was certainly a phone call between Washington, D.C. and Venezuela. My friends, this is exciting, and there's a reason why I say this is exciting, because this further tells us that Washington is taking this matter very, very seriously. That's right. Washington, D.C. taking this matter very, very seriously. You know, Washington's dealing with so many different things, right? So many domestic issues, international issues. So Washington is busy. The Trump administration is busy. They got a million things going on. But this one seems to be one of the top items on the list, Venezuela. Of course, there's Ukraine and Russia. That war has to end. And President Trump is playing an active role in trying to end that war, the Ukraine-Russia war. So we're going to talk about that, not today maybe, but very soon. Again, we've talked about that before. We'll talk about it again. Ukraine-Russia war. Obviously, on the domestic side, there are many things going on. ICE operations, immigration enforcement, lots of different things keeping the Trump administration busy. Gas prices has been reduced significantly, so definitely there's great progress on that end, reducing gas price, making energy more affordable. You know, healthcare always going to be a big topic. And so you know, I don't want to go through the whole list, but you know what I'm trying to say. There's a lot going on. The Trump administration is working on many, many different things, international, domestic, but in that list of top items, there's Venezuela. What action will be taken regarding this? What action? So anyway, I'm happy to see that Washington, D.C. is taking this matter very, very seriously. The Trump administration is focused on solving this problem. And my friends, let me tell you, this problem will be solved. It will be solved. So let's talk about Nicolas Maduro. But my friends, before I go into that discussion, I just want to say, please subscribe if you have not done so already. I feel like I always have to ask for subscriptions because, you know, a lot of people, they want to support this channel, but maybe they're too busy watching the live stream and they just forget to hit the subscribe button. So I think it's always a good idea to pause for a few seconds and to remind people that it's important that you subscribe and support this channel. So my friends, let's talk about Nicolas Maduro. According to reports, by the way, this is going to be so interesting. So I want you to pay attention. Don't be distracted by other things. I don't know where you're watching from. You could be in your living room, you could be in your kitchen, you could be, you know, maybe out in the yard if you are in a warmer climate. I mean, definitely not here in Wisconsin. If you are here in Wisconsin and you're telling me you're out in your front yard, backyard, watching this live stream on your phone, I don't believe you, because you know what? It's so cold right now in Wisconsin. But if you are down south in a southern state, beautiful, and you're outdoor, enjoying the weather, watching this live stream, I want you to remove all the distractions because this is something that you're going to want to focus on. My friends, let's talk about Maduro. According to reports, Nicolas Maduro was told that he must, along with his wife and son, he must resign and leave the country, leave Venezuela. That's what he was told. And that he would get a safe passage if he would resign right away. That's what Washington told Nicolas Maduro, according to reports. Resign right away. Take your wife, take your son, and you're going to get a safe passage. But resign right away, immediately. My friends, remember this. There's a bounty on Nicolas Maduro. Do you know the amount of that bounty? Do you know the amount? Can anyone make a guess? Are we talking a couple $100? A few $1,000s, maybe tens of thousands of dollars, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars? Are we talking a million, multiple million? Tell me. How much is that bounty? Can anyone make a guess? Mista is saying 50 million. Evelyn's guessing 5 million. All right. All right. So one guess is 5 million, one is 50 million. It's always a 5, but depends on how many zeros, right? Go ahead. It's in US dollars, by the way, because I can see some people writing a different currency. Queen is saying 1.5 million. All right. All right. Okay. Evelyn's now saying 50 million. Okay. All right. That is correct. $50 million. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. That's the bounty. 50 million United States dollars. That's the bounty on Nicolas Maduro. And so I think it's a pretty good deal for Maduro when he's being told that you can take your wife, you can take your son, you're going to get a safe passage, resign and leave right away. I mean, it's a good deal, right? What's the alternative? Stay in power and face a big uncertainty, an uncertain future? Stay in power and face a big question mark. What's going to happen next? So I think it's a pretty good deal. And remember that bounty, $50 million. So it's a pretty good deal for Nicolas Maduro to just get a safe passage, take your wife, take your son, so you've got your family, and resign and leave. I mean, that's a pretty good offer. It's a clear message from Washington, D.C. Now, reportedly, Maduro had an ask. He asked for something, and you're not going to believe this. Okay, this guy. I'm going to tell you what Maduro reportedly asked for. And once I tell you, you're going to say, oh my God, that guy, is he thinking properly? Is his brain working properly? Maduro got such an awesome offer. Safe passage. Take your wife, take your son, and leave. Resign. Safe passage. But Nicolas Maduro asked for global amnesty. Unbelievable. He asked for global amnesty for any crimes that he and his group had committed. Global amnesty. It was a big ask. It's a big ask. And that ask was rejected. What do you think Washington would do? Say, all right, we're going to give you global amnesty. Absolutely not. That was rejected. Global amnesty. I mean, Maduro had the audacity to ask for global amnesty. Wow. I mean, does he realize he's dealing with the Trump administration? That it's Donald Trump in office? This is the powerful administration he's dealing with. The days of Joe Biden and the Biden administration is in the past. Okay, so all this amnesty stuff, it's not going to work. Nicolas Maduro wants global amnesty for any crimes that he and his group had committed. Is the Trump administration the amnesty administration? Is that what Nicolas Maduro thinks? Does he realize who's in charge in the White House? He asked for global amnesty, rejected. Second, and you're really not going to believe this once I tell you this. You're going to say, Tausif, you're making stuff up, but I'm not. I'm not. You can go fact check, you can go verify everything that I'm saying. I know it's unbelievable. Nicolas Maduro asked to retain control of the armed forces, and in return, they would allow free elections. What in the world? What? This. All right. Let me slow down a bit. Maduro asked. I mean, it's unbelievable. There are U.S. military assets in that region. We got our ships. We got our firepower right in that region around Venezuela. And Maduro is trying to bargain. He's trying to, make a deal on his own terms. I mean, who does he think he is dealing with? Nicolas Maduro. I mean, somebody's got to tell this guy, hey, you are dealing with the Trump administration. Okay, this is not some lightweight administration that you're dealing with. That you're going to ask for global amnesty and you're going to ask to retain control of the armed forces. What in the world he's got to open his eyes. Nicolas Maduro has to open his eyes. All right? I mean, he's going to have to absorb the reality that there are military assets all over that region, U.S. military assets. And we got our firepower, our military, the strongest in the world. And Maduro is trying to, I mean, it's almost like he's, I don't know, I don't know what example to use, but it's like you're buying, I don't know what, antique or something, and the dealer says, okay, I'm going to give it to you for $200, and then Maduro says, oh no, 200 is too much. It's going to be 100, and the dealer says, no, 150. I mean, is that what Maduro thinks this is? He asked to retain control of the armed forces, and in return, they would allow free elections? Really? I mean, you got to keep in mind that Maduro is in power by force. The fact that Maduro is in power, it's not the result of a democratic process. He is in power by force. And he didn't allow free elections. But now Maduro is saying that he wants to allow free elections, but before that he wants to retain control of the armed forces. And what do you think Washington did? Washington said rejected. Rejected. I mean, these are ridiculous asks. First he asks for global amnesty, then he asks to retain control of the armed forces. I don't know. Maduro clearly is not perceiving the reality in its entirety. He is not in a position to be asking for stuff. If he gets a safe passage, that's the best thing he can get. My friends, those who are here, please subscribe. If you have not done so yet, we're 21 minutes into the live stream. Give me a second here. Give me 1 second. All right. I'm guessing that a lot of people here are here for the first time. Are you here for the first time? Okay. Who's here for the first time? Let me know. Okay. So the third point is that Washington wants Nicolas Maduro to resign immediately. And the Maduro team refused. They don't want to do that. I think Maduro is so addicted to staying in power that he just doesn't want to give up. This is a problem with dictators. Once they get a lot of power, once they eliminate the opposition, they get so used to power, they get so addicted and intoxicated enjoying power that they cannot walk away from that life. They cannot leave it. That's all they can think of. Power, power, more power. And I think that's the addiction that Nicolas Maduro is suffering from. He wants to stay in power. Washington said, resign immediately, and the Maduro team refused. They don't want to do that. They don't want to give up power. So my friends, at this point, I'm going to tell you, I don't know what's going to happen next. I think no one knows. Maybe the Trump administration knows, right? Because they are looking at different possibilities, obviously. I think everything's already planned out. Like, okay, what's going to happen if Maduro does decide to resign? What's going to happen if he does not resign? What's going to happen if he resigns immediately versus what's going to happen if he resigns, I don't know, 2 days later? I think all the possible scenarios, everything's been mapped out properly. Washington knows what they're going to do. My friends, keep in mind that we are in very good hands. The Trump administration taking care of everything, solving problems. We elected this leader, Donald J. Trump. We elected him to combat our enemies and to bring peace and to take the United States of America towards greater prosperity and safety. And that is exactly what is happening. Trump is making America great again. Trump is strengthening our alliances with other countries, and also Trump is addressing threats to our country. So I believe whatever action President Trump decides to take, whatever course of action the administration wants to follow, it's going to be the right thing. I have full confidence. This is why, my friends, this is why we voted for Donald J. Trump back in November 2024. This is why we voted for President Trump. Because he knows how to solve problems, whether those are domestic issues or international. So we know one thing. We know that President Donald J. Trump declared that the airspace above and surrounding Venezuela is closed in its entirety. Did you hear what I just said? If you did not, would you like me to repeat? I can repeat. I can tell you again what I just said. I said that we know that President Donald J. Trump declared that the airspace above and surrounding Venezuela is closed in its entirety. This is a very, very critical moment, and what happens from here on, no one knows. No one knows. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years from now, people are going to be reading about this moment in the history books. This critical moment when Washington, D.C. gave Nicolas Maduro an ultimatum: resign immediately, take the safe passage, take your wife, take your son, take the safe passage and go. Resign. And Maduro chose not to. Maybe he will tomorrow. Maybe he will day after tomorrow. But so far, he has not resigned. And he is placing demands. He's placing demands. He wants global amnesty. No way. He wants to retain control of the armed forces. No way. Maduro is not in a position to bargain. He has to take, he has to accept whatever opportunity he is getting. A safe passage is the best thing he can get right now, especially after all the crimes that he and his allies have committed. My friends, do you agree with me? Do you agree with my viewpoints? I know I'm doing this pretty late in the day. In fact, we're past midnight, so technically this is December 1st, this morning, and you might be saying, Tassif, we're listening to you, and we agree with you. We agree with your viewpoints. Or you might say, Tassif, I'm listening to you, but you know what? You're really wrong. I don't agree with you. I don't think you're right. I think you're not analyzing the situation correctly. If that's what you think, let me know. Let me know. You don't have to agree with me. I've always said that. You do not have to agree with me. You can have your own opinions, your own viewpoints, and that's fine. But if you do agree with me, let me know. Let me know. Because that tells me I'm not the only one thinking in a certain way, that there are others who are also thinking along the same lines. Okay? K. Cooper, thank you for your support always. Salerno, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much, Salerno. And there are others here. We got Frank. Frank, are you still watching? Mista is saying, I agree with you. Thank you so very much. Yeah, thanks to you all. So my friends, as I was telling you, President Trump declared the airspace above and surrounding Venezuela is closed in its entirety. Oh, I see Behaves here. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Saying hi. Hello. Always wonderful to see our friends tuning in. Okay. So this is a very, very critical moment that people are going to be reading about. years and years from now. What happens going forward, no one knows. A lot depends on what Maduro decides to do. Maduro has to make the decision. Melissa is here. Melissa, it's been a while, right? Is this the same Melissa who used to tune in for the live streams? Good to see you. It's been a while. Yeah. Thanks for being here, Melissa. You know, I think it's always amazing to see our friends tuning in, especially if someone has not joined a live stream in a while and suddenly comes back. Melissa, wonderful to see you. Melissa from the great state of Texas, all right? Texas is always well represented in the live chat. We got Kay Cooper, we got Melissa. I don't know if Laura Floyd is watching. Laura Floyd is also from Texas. And we got other friends. Okay. Hold on a second. All right. We got Ferris from Florida. Okay. All right. We got other friends tuning in. All right. So my friends, a lot depends on what Maduro is going to do going forward. Is he going to resign and take the safe passage out of Venezuela? Or is he going to stay where he is? Who knows? Who knows? I have a poll question that I'm asking everyone, and more than 220 people have already voted. The poll question is, do you think that Venezuela's dictator, Nicolas Maduro, will resign from power? And 69% of the people said no. 31 said yes. 31% said yes. So most people, at least the ones who are answering this poll question on this channel, are saying Maduro is not going to resign. Okay, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. So we're going to see if those who have said no, not going to resign, if those people are actually wrong, if they end up being wrong. If tomorrow you wake up and you hear the news that Nicolas Maduro has resigned, how are you going to react? If you have said no, he's not going to resign, and then you see that he ends up resigning, how are you going to react? Are you going to say, all right, well, wrong guess. Let's see. Let's see what happens. I mean, when we're talking about international negotiations, there's always a lot going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, things that we don't see, things that we don't hear about. We hear about the dealings maybe afterwards, whether in news reports or sometimes, political figures and administration officials, they write books, they write autobiographies, and in those writings they may share information that maybe the public didn't know beforehand, what went on behind the scenes and so on and so forth. We often find out a lot of information about the past from scholars, people who write history books, and they discuss the events that already took place. So we will probably, maybe months or even years from now, we will learn a lot about the things that are happening right now. Things that we're not finding about in real time, but we will learn about these things months and years down the road. So as things are happening, we don't usually find out, especially if those are international negotiations, especially when the situation is so sensitive. So anyway, we're just gonna keep guessing, keep guessing, keep guessing, um, and we'll find out. So anyway, you can share your thoughts with me, my friends. You can tell me if you think Maduro is going to take the offer and take the safe passage after resigning, or is he going to continue to stay in power? And if he does that, if Maduro decides to stay in power, what is the Trump administration's next move going to be? We have so many military resources in the region. Is there going to be some military action? What is that going to look like? We will have to wait to find out. Now, it has been reported that the Maduro government tried to schedule another phone call with Washington, D.C., but that there was no response. Okay, that's all I know as of now. I just wanted to share that with you. So what happens going forward, we don't know. But trust me, I'm going to be paying attention. And who knows? Maybe, I mean, it's nighttime right now, or I should say very early in the morning, not even 30 minutes past midnight. But maybe in the morning you wake up and you're going to find some information. Maybe you'll get some breaking news about Venezuela. Maybe you'll read a headline that Maduro steps down from power, Maduro resigns, or Maduro leaves the country. You might see that. You might see that tomorrow, day after tomorrow, 2 days, 3 days from now. Who knows, right? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Do you have any questions for me? That's all I have to share with you today. Nothing more to add at this time. Please make sure that you subscribe if you haven't done so already. Like this video, share this video, and subscribe to this channel. I would appreciate that very, very much. And that's all I have for today. Okay. All right, my friends, I'm going to end this a little early. As I told you, I had an extremely rough day, and I'm going to try to get some rest. All right. Thank you so very much. It's always wonderful to see friends tuning in for the live streams. And yeah, thanks for your support. Thanks for your words of encouragement. Okay. All right, my friends. May God bless you all. May God bless President Donald J. Trump. May God bless the Trump administration. May God bless the Republicans in Washington. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless our U.S. allies. And may God bless freedom-loving people all over the world. Remember, my friends, remember this. We are going to make America great again. We are going to make America greater than ever before. Thank you so very much. It's good to see you all. Stay connected. Stay tuned. I'll be back again very soon. Have a wonderful night. And I hope to see you very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.